All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of King's Circle, episode 5. Now, today we're joined by some guests. We have Rachad Knight, financial advisor, forex trader, and entrepreneur. And then to his right, we have Brandon Hope. He's a college athlete and an entrepreneur as well. And I'm joined by my co-host Antonio Medford, as per usual. Today, guys, we got a hot topic. Now, anybody had to see what was going on for the last 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks or a week?
2 weeks, man.
2 weeks.
2 weeks to be safe.
The Will and Jada entanglement. No, this is a very touchy topic, but I wanted to bring it to the circle because it has some issues that had to be addressed. No, everybody has seen it here. All you guys seen it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, so let me start getting some opinions first on just the whole thing. Brandon, talk to me. What you feel about this thing so far, B?
Word of the year, Entanglement.
Meme of the century.
This is a very touchy and messy.
Very touchy, dog.
I feel like if you side with one side, a whole other set of people are gonna disagree with you. So
yeah.
I really don't know where you stand on it yet, to be honest.
But for those in
I feel like everyone's wrong though.
Bruh. But for those in the audience who haven't seen the Red Table Talk interview, we're gonna drop it in the description so you guys can check it out. But basically, during a time when Will and Jada were separated, Jada had an entanglement with August Alsina. Now, August was a family friend of the Smiths, brought there by their son Jaden. So to me, honestly, I'm gonna talk about some of the issues that have risen up from me in this situation, and I want to talk about first women being held accountable for certain things.
Be easy with that one.
Glad hats off, guys. I believe personally, if the roles were reversed and this was a situation where Will had committed the particular sin in question, I believe that treason. I personally believe that society would have been looking to cancel Will. The cancel vultures would have been on top of the situation, and they would have been trying to end the career that Will Smith has spent 20 years plus building. I personally believe that we have to hold the queens of society to the same standard that we are held. And I think that's one of the major issues in today's society, because the moment a man slips up, you hear niggas ain't shit, all men is dogs, and I think that it's not fair. I mean, truth be told, some men ain't shit. Really and truly, some men are not shit, but is everybody not shit? Nah. But nobody don't want to hear that. From the time a man slips up, it's over. And I believe that a lot of women are siding with Jada, saying things like, man, they were separated, she was enjoying her life, this and that, 34th. Would they have had the same sympathy for Will? I don't know, y'all talk to me.
The thought is when she said, "It's been a long time since I felt good." Wow. I just wanted to feel good.
Bruh, did you see his face when she said that?
But the thing is that if I could address what you would have said just so bad.
Yeah.
The key word is separated. Now, if you understand how it works, women will stick together.
Okay.
And regardless of the fact is that, do you need women to turn on women? You don't want that.
Of course not.
I ain't gonna lie, boy. You had me in the first part just now, boy. When you said, do you need women? Boy. You had me. Listen.
No, what's coming?
So at the end of the day, right? It all boils down to men sticking together. If you want to hold Jada accountable,
right,
we as men gotta be like, well, if women would have cancelled Will, why we as men can't cancel Jada. I'm not saying to go and do it. I'm not telling any women, because I don't
believe in cancel culture, but I still believe in holding people accountable.
Correct. So what I'm saying is, I don't believe that Jada was wrong because they were separated.
Okay.
So if they're separated, if they had an agreement between the two of them, I believe it's a personal business.
First of all,
if they had agreement between the two of them, okay, we can separate with the intention that we are going to get back together. We're going to work this out, and we're going to remain exclusive,
Yeah.
then sure.
Okay.
If there was no discussion, Jada could do whatever she wanted to do. That's her business.
What do you feel with that, Antonio?
Man, I feel like every person is in the know. They have a history of open marriage.
Okay.
And a lot of people see that as taboo. So a lot of people don't see them as an open marriage couple, but they have their history. So my thing is that, as he stated, they were separated. And in that moment, but you see, my thing about that is that I feel like if from based off how they speak in terms of the right table talk, you could tell that they knew that each other had things going on.
Okay.
Right? But August wasn't in that conversation.
Okay.
So it gives you the question as in, did they speak about something like that? Because I feel like if they've been through what they've been through before, why all of a sudden August is such a big deal? Unless when it looks like Will didn't really know what was going on. So for me personally, I think, as he said, that if it's a case where they didn't speak about it and they didn't have an agreement and she was practically single, just living in the same house, well, it's a choice.
Bygones?
Not even should be the kid. It should be.
Yeah, at the end of the day, she choice.
Right.
But honesty is another thing. And people keep saying it's doubt, but look at August. Look at August now. You hear August bit he hard for that woman.
Yeah.
I could die no knowing
I
that.
could die no knowing
I love
that
that
I
woman
gave
truly.
myself to her.
Guys, I so glad y'all talk about that. How y'all feel about both genders being predators? And the reason why I want to touch upon that, and I tread carefully on it, August came to that family mentally sick. Sick. He came to the family needing help and
Physically too.
and physically sick as well.
Because he had an addiction to like Percocets.
And how did Jada manage to turn that around, to turn that into a relationship? My thing is, if she was there for the true fact of being there for him, for comfort, for love, how did it get to a sexual point? How did it get to the point where that man is in love with Jada? How did it get there? That's my thing, because I believe, again, switch the roles, guys. If this was Will, come on, give me a second. Give me a second.
This is Will that.
Give me a second. Willow
friend.
That Willow brought her friend, and Will was like, all right, cool, baby girl, a nice little Bambi there, struggling in the forest, begging for help, and Will just come in like a wolf, like, hey, come, let me give you some love, and then it moved from love to something else. I personally believe, again, the cancel vultures would have been on Will's ass.
All right, but we addressing August being, mentally ill, but you don't know the space that Jada was in either.
Okay.
Because if the marriage was not working, correct. If the marriage was not working out, right, she probably was feeling extremely lonely, right? And being lonely is a dark, dark place. So regardless of, if August brought her comfort, helping him, he probably was helping her as well. So
you felt like it was a give and take.
He probably was lonely. She was lonely, and two of them came together, and whatever it was, worked out for them.
Essentially helped each other's.
Correct. So we are looking at it from, August said this, whatever. Yeah. But I believe personally that, Jada was in a very dark place as well.
And that's perfectly fine.
If you look at it in conversations that, she would have had before, she was talking about how, Will was also focused on his career. Right. Will had he even admitted he has such a huge ego. And he was like, well, I'm providing for the family. I got this. I got a big house. I got the lake house. Right. But he's not really looking for what she was expecting, not what she needed. Okay. So he was not providing that. Okay. Maybe August was. So at the end of the day, I still can't blame her.
What do you feel with that, Brian?
I agree with Rachad. Yeah. Because Will was essentially doing whatever he felt like doing at that point in time. And I think he said that he was completely done with her.
Yeah, even
like they were actually going to
very much over.
So August and her were in both dark places at the time. I think he lost his sister, and he had to take care of her children and stuff like that. And then Jada took it upon herself to help him through everything. They went on vacation, like family vacations and stuff. So, and like in my eyes, like Will, I think Will knew what was happening, but it's just no.
It's already open, so that's why it kind of has.
Because all celebrities got like publicists, so like, well, we need to say this so that the narrative goes in this way, and we don't look like absolute sick monsters. So I feel like that's the situation that happened.
Yeah, and by you, I think you're absolutely correct. But my main thing is that, and again, I am not here trying to attack women, but for me, I just want everybody to be held on the same standard hold everybody at. Again, you all made valid points. They could have both been in terrible places, but I just feel it again. If it's a case where we approach with the same understanding that if it was Will, I would be perfectly okay. Because I just feel like equality needs to extend to all walks of life, even down to just simply understanding. Because I feel like I say it with confidence, but I just don't believe people would have been as accepting if it was the other way around. For me, the main goal here at King Circle is just that we want to ensure that equality is spread equally. Because sometimes I believe that equality is taken for. People say that they want things to be equal sometimes, but really and truly, I feel like they just want the roles to be reversed. But I believe true equality spreads all the way down to simply understanding. All the way to understanding being spread to men and understanding being spread to women. And I think that once that base is covered, even down to that small thing, that's when true equality will be reached. That's just my opinion there. But another thing that I want to talk about too, what you guys feel about people staying in relationships solely for the look or the brand? Because I personally believe they've stayed together for a long time, as you say, publicists and whatnot, strategically.
This might sound bad, but isn't Will like worth $3 million?
Yeah, $250 million to be.
Jada's worth about 80 or 20.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Be real.
Yeah.
The man worth $3 million or something.
Work.
They've been together for 25 plus years.
Yeah.
Now I understand that love is love. Love keeps love, is the foundation, but it doesn't necessarily keep you in the marriage or relationship, because you can love a person from a distance.
Yeah.
Have nothing to do with it.
Correct.
You understand? But let me look at it from this perspective. Red Table Talk with Will and Jada broke the record on Facebook for having 12 million views, over 12 million views in 24 hours.
Yeah.
They made money that day. You understand? Even though as it was messed up.
Yeah.
If you and me were in a partnership as a business, and every year we are guaranteed 20 mil together.
Yeah.
But with Folk Me, you are guaranteed, let me say, 1.5 million. Right? Would you stay, even though me and you got we differences?
Yeah.
Would you stay and work with it?
See, that's a beautiful question there, because I feel like
20 mil is a lot of
bruh, 20 mil is a lot of money, and I feel like I understand the point you're trying to make, because we could correlate it to Will and Jada's situation. Together as a unit, they make a lot more money than if they were apart.
Like Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say that. I was about to say.
So then I guess we're gonna ask ourselves,
Jay-Z's the first certified music billionaire.
So I guess the question we're gonna ask ourselves then is, if our emotional state or mental state comes above our financial state. You understand? Because I feel like as human beings, we could easily put aside our emotional feelings to have a bigger mindset, a more long run mindset. Like you might, for example, I might not like the way that Brandon operates. This is not true. You know it's all love, dog. But I may not like the particular way that Brandon operates in terms of personal life. But as a businessman, he's a genius. And I might tell myself, you know what, I may go silent towards certain things because I can see the long-term goal.
I feel like there has to be a relationship out there somewhere that we could draw from. But it's just like, it probably not coming to our mind right now.
But I feel like that's one of the main issues that happens. Like, it's just the question of which is worth more. Which is worth more, the money or bro? Y'all saw Will Smith's face. I feel like the man hurt at several different beats. And if
I don't, you hear
I will emphasize this sentence again. I just wanted to feel good. Okay. Will eyes was so red. They were so. He wanted to cry.
That hit his ego quite hard.
We laughing, boy. We laughing, but if I had heard that, boy, it'd be up in the corner.
So basically, he's telling himself, "Oh, so you don't feel good with me?
With me, dog.
But that was back then. They were separated. She did not feel good
At that point in time.
So really and truly, you know, well, do y'all really feel that, you know, he didn't know that? I feel like it was more of him feeling the way that, you know, the whole world now knows this.
Yep. I feel it's
You might be bringing a valid point, you know, Rachad, because I feel like had we not known any of this, Will would have just be gone on cooling, making a robot part 2.
One of my friends said, I bet they don't even sleep in the same bed.
I said that. I do not believe they sleep in the same bed, fam.
my thing with the Will thing. Why I could say that Will feel away is because look at Will. Aside from movies, he cemented himself as an influencer who speaks on love, speaks on family.
A good
you
guy.
know, the man's an icon.
A good guy. Almost.
So for something to pop up, and like it was a build up to it, you know, it pop up randomly, especially after he dropped something about family on Father's Day and all those different type of things. He gives the illusion that they're good all the time, that they're both healed, that they know what's going on, that kind of situation. So for something to pop up like that, it's like shit. She embarrassing me, but that might not necessarily be what he might think. He might just think that the view that the public will have on him how it's going to affect how people will view him moving forward, or if people will take his message seriously. At the end of the day, he's an icon, as he stated. He might be a legend. So this ain't gonna really put a dent into his career. But if it was the other way around, for sure it would. Right? But it's really that for me. I feel like he just probably saying she could have just let the man sign the NDA.
And keep it quiet. So guys, let me give our final thoughts on the situation, and then I think we could give some advice to any kings over there who may think that they may find themselves in a entanglement, and what advice we could give.
Hashtag do it for August.
Do it for August. Hashtag do it.
But I'm saying do it for August. Do what for August? That's the thing.
That's the question.
Do what?
Do what for August?
Just do it for August, me.
Alright, let's not get people's out final words. No, just final thoughts on the situation.
Well, for the kings out there, what's happening in your relationship is between you and your partner. What works for you and her should be private. So don't worry about the opinion of persons outside the relationship. Because if you happy and she happy and they're making it and y'all making it work, do you think, bro? That's just how I feel about it. Often we let the opinions of persons outside affect our personal lives and our relationships. You ain't got anything to do with them.
It's true, bro. It's true. I had to learn that the hard way.
I think we all was at that point.
Especially when it comes to even close friends, like you would tell tell them what's going on with you and your girl. Mind you, it's like a barbecue. Every boy get at the barbecue, before. But know that you got a problem with your girl, and you let them know they got the perception that damn, she bad. When you invite you to the barbecue, even though you and your girl good, no, everybody mad at you. Everybody mad at you.
I speak about that a lot. Sometimes you have to protect how people perceive your partner, because one bad spot doesn't define you and your partner. It's really and truly, you know her better than anybody else. So every time you run to your boys and say, man, my girl acting crazy, man, my girl acting like a bitch, you have now created that image of a bitch to your boys. And really and truly, your girl might be your goddess.
You just had one mishap.
One mishap. I'm gonna miss a final sentiments, Brando.
As Rachad said, keep everything within your marriage or your partnership with your spouse or your other half. And try not to gain any entanglements, guys.
Please stay away from it.
And even though you're in a dark place and you still have a relationship going on, just try not to, because I still feel like August was kind of taken advantage of. But probably Jada was taken advantage of too. But it goes both ways though. It goes both ways. So at the end of the day, just try to keep your marriage solid or your relationship solid. don't let nobody intrude on your relationship. And I will believe it lasts a long time, because even after this situation, Will and Jada can probably still be together.
Right together, die together, bad man.
Bad man.
I didn't hear that boy jump out.
Honestly, I shed a tear inside, even though I was laughing. I was like,
I would have feel like
The August.
I ain't telling you so. Bad mercy.
I would have feel like an idiot saying that.
dumb.
Hashtag do
August. When's the last time you went to San Antonio?
Stop comparing your relationship to celebrities. Create your own love. You understand? Create your own love. I feel like we tend to have this pillow where we put celebrities on this pedestal in their relationships, and we forget to focus on what's important for us. As Rachad stated, it's really between you and your partner. And create your own love, man. Stop worrying about this whole what these celebrities doing and will it affect you. No, ain't nothing wrong with drawing conversation from what you see, but always remember, revision and studying is for you and your relationship. Study your relationship, advise your partner, love them in their love language. It's really between you and them. You understand? And also to the guys, this whole entanglement, and to the women, entanglements, if you both got life, do your thing. At the end is at you. But once just be careful, because you don't want trying to be entangled by SIF. You know what SIF is? Sexually influenced feelings. You understand? You understand?
Yeah.
So remember that, and also
as a bar.
I know, right?
Oh boy.
I forget what I was going to say, but that's my final thoughts, man.
All right, man. For me, I just can keep it short, guys. Always weigh what is worth more to you, what you gain from the relationship, or your mental and emotional health. It is important for you as an individual to be healthy in all walks of your life and to be with somebody who nurtures you even during the bad times. So Kings, if y'all finding yourself in any situation where y'all feel like y'all stuck in a relationship for some sort of gain that is outside of love, mental health, and your personal well-being, take a step back and ask yourself if it's worth it. Your mental health, your physical health, and your emotional health comes above all things, and your spiritual health, right? So this has been episode 5 of King's Circle, Entanglement. Again, we got coming from the right, Brandon Holt, athlete, entrepreneur, and artist, funny enough. Then we got Rachad Knight, Forex trader, financial advisor, and entrepreneur. Got my co-host Antonio Medford, motivational speaker and entrepreneur. We got Sleepi Did This on the camera work and JP Studios with the sound. Guys, it was blessed. Till next time, Kings. All the best.
Yeah, best.
All right, cool.
Boy, get Rachad though.
Yeah, boy. Lord, dog.
My left, right.